Well, we're glad to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Have you been on a podcast before?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, many times.
You're a pro.
Oh,
You're
I
a
don't know
pro.
if I'm a pro, but I've been on.
Well, this is pretty easy. We usually just kind of dive into, who you are, where you're from, what's going on. And of course, there's some things I want to ask you just about, your sort of outreach with other queer people, especially in the South. I saw you're going on tour maybe.
Yes.
But if you want to get started by just introducing who you are to the audience.
Yeah. My name is Maxwell Poth. Everyone says Poth, but it's Poth. I'm a queer photographer, photojournalist here in Los Angeles, California. And I don't know. What else do you want to know?
Yeah. So, age, sex, location, ASL. Remember those days?
Oh, yes.
Right. Wait, are you queer? I had
Oh,
no
yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
How, you just never know these days.
It's not my hand movements or
Same,
how I
same.
talk or anything.
Yeah.
Are you from LA?
No, I'm from Utah.
Oh.
Yeah, I grew up Mormon, yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Had a blast. And then I was like, this is a kind of weird religion. I think I'm going to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, I can understand that. I grew up relatively religious as well, and it's like, this is weird for me.
Where did you grow up again?
Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh,
So
okay.
North Florida, kind of South
Yeah.
Georgia vibes.
Yeah.
Very country, very
Yeah.
Christian, which is great. There's a lot of great values you can get from, some of those verses, but there's other verses that don't make you feel so good.
Right.
100%.
And I grew up in Brazil, so I grew up around a lot of religion as well. Catholics, went to a Christian school, so none of that was for me.
I always am like, all the other ex-Mormons that carry religious trauma, I'm kind of like no judgment to it. Of course, like we all have it.
Right.
Yeah.
But I got over mine quick. I was just kind
Yeah.
of like, okay. So every time I like try to talk to like religious people, what bothers me the most now is, well, not bothers me, but I'm just like kind of like people that are queer that try to stay religious and then try to make people not be queer anymore. That's
Wow,
what grinds
yeah.
my gears, and that's
Yeah.
very that's a lot in the Mormon church.
Really?
So much, yeah.
Wow.
So that's the only thing that really like bothers me now. I'm just like, no, you can be gay and have faith if you want to keep your faith.
Sure.
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But don't change people's sexuality because that's not what's
Hey, but you're not gonna.
Yeah.
So good try.
Yeah, you can try. They're all liars. They're lying to themselves. And then they apologize years later on their Twitter.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
I have 3 sisters.
Oh, wow.
No brothers. I have 2 older sisters, and then I have a twin sister.
Wow.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
And she's a lesbian.
Oh goodness.
You guys are really twins.
Yeah, so we're gay twins.
Okay.
Very cool. So there's a lot of feminine energy in the house growing up.
Yeah, me. Yeah.
Were you the most feminine in the house?
By far, yes.
That's
My
hilarious.
twin is, the opposite.
Sure.
My older sisters are kind of prissy, but
Yeah.
I think I take the cake.
Is there a big age difference between you and your older sisters?
My older sisters, yes. Like 8.5 and 6.5, if
Okay,
that's like
yeah.
big.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
But we're all really close.
So you were introduced to church pretty early in your life. Like, do you recall like that first kind of experience where you like maybe 5? Was it older? I started getting into church with my family when I was actually almost a teen. So it was like a later introduction for me.
Yeah, no, I was in it from the get-go.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I was actually born Catholic, but my family was all converts.
Wow.
And so I originally grew up in Colorado, so I was born and raised there. I was born in Littleton, Colorado, which is funny because I'm 5'5", so, and my whole family's short. But then I moved to Bountiful, Utah, and that's where I grew up, from when I was like 9 on. And when we moved to Bountiful, we were all baptized Mormon.
Gotcha.
And, so I was raised Mormon from like pretty much 9 to 19.
I see.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's so, maybe you can like relate to this too, but like it is like so embedded
Yeah.
in not just your life, but culture.
Sure.
Like every single person is Mormon.
Yeah.
Everyone is expected to be Mormon. And if like, you have to tell them you're not Mormon. Otherwise, everyone just thinks you're Mormon.
Sure.
Oh, wow.
And most people are Mormon.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just like, you have like family home evening on Mondays. Then on Tuesday or Wednesdays, you have mutual, which is like the youth groups. And then you have seminary every day in school. And then in school, by the way, like it's a period in class.
Crazy.
Yeah.
This
And then you go to
private
church
school.
3.5 years.
So
No, it's not private school.
What?
It's literally public school. Yes.
So it's not.
That's
Do they call it a charter school?
They
Do
call it like an off period. And then they have seminary buildings at every single high school. And you go during that off period, but really it's an actual class. Everyone in school takes it.
Crazy.
And you just go to
That is
seminary.
crazy.
And it's just like, it's just there. Like if anyone is in your ward, you will, no matter where they are, if they're a police officer, but they're in your ward, you'll be like, oh, hi, Brother Smith. Like, it's just so weird.
Very interesting.
Were you gay in school?
Well, I was always secretly gay. But no, I came out, that's an interesting story. always knew I was gay. My
Yeah,
mom told
same.
me she knew I was gay, like, since I was, like, 6. My grandma, everyone I came out to. I mean, I'm clearly not the most masculine presenting person.
Same.
But, yeah, everyone kind of knew except the Mormon culture. Like, they
Yeah.
just kind of, like, don't think about
Yes.
it.
Right.
So when I started to realize I was gay, like, probably, like, early high school, I was a late bloomer with the thoughts because being in the Mormon world, you just don't even think of the word gay.
Yeah.
Social media didn't exist yet.
Right.
So we didn't see our representation.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it wasn't like kids weren't coming out yet.
No,
We're the
yeah,
same age. No
for
one was
sure.
out in high school yet.
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
But yeah, I came out. I decided to come out in high school. Tried to come out. No one listened. No one wanted to hear the word gay.
Wow.
It was really weird. Like, it was really odd because, like, I literally came out, but, like, it was like I was talking to, like, nobody.
Wow.
My family was, like, trying to respect my boundaries at the same time, so I was just, like, very alone.
Sure.
And I went back in the closet, tried to date a girl.
What
in high
age was
school.
this?
This was junior year of high school.
Okay, so you were out maybe like sophomore year, so for like 15, you were like, I'm gonna try this.
Yeah, I would say I didn't come out till junior year.
Okay. You came
And
out
then I was also a cheerleader in high school, so
Good for you.
super cool.
So
I
jealous.
loved it.
I'm so jealous.
Ended up being captain of the cheer squad senior year.
And dating a girl.
And yes, well, when I went back in the closet, I ended up dating the girl who was the captain of the dance squad.
Okay.
So the captain of the
Perfect.
cheer squad and the dance squad, we were like,
Wow.
let's
King
go.
and queen of the prom.
And you didn't
Yes.
have to have sex because you were all Mormons.
No, that was like not a
Good.
thought in my mind. I did not feel pressured. I was just like, all right, like, are we gonna kiss? I don't mind
Yeah,
kissing you.
it's-
That's fine. But yeah, actually, her parents ended up making her break up with me because by that time I had already stopped going to church, and they like probably knew I was gay, so they were
Sure.
like, "You have to break up with this boy." So she broke up with me, and I was fine.
Okay.
I was like, "Oh no, I guess I'll just change my Facebook like thing."
It's a single.
Yeah, it's a single.
Darn.
I can totally relate to your story because when I was 12, 13, I was very flamboyant, very feminine, and people started like picking up on me saying that I was a faggot, that I was very feminine and very flamboyant. And then, just like you, I went back to the closet, tried date girls, tried kiss girls. That was the only thing that I would do because I would make sure that everyone in my class was in front of me to see that I was kissing all the girls.
Yeah.
That way.
Oh, you were that. You were like that. Watch me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
watch me,
yeah.
I'm kissing.
Just so you know, I swear I'm not gay. Everyone gather
Just
around.
look.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be kissing a girl in about the next 5 minutes.
Good
if
for
we can
you.
get
You were
a-
fooling
an
people, I
audience.
bet.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you know,
I don't think I was.
for
I'm
2
sorry.
years they thought I was very straight, and that was as far as I could go. I would just kiss them, and that was enough for them to think that I was straight.
Oh,
You
good
know,
for
just
good for you.
to get through it. So when you were in high school, then it sounds like you didn't really feel victimized or like you were in a state of terror or like people were out to get you for being gay, because it sounds like they kind of just like let it go over their head. Would you kind of agree with that, or did you feel fear?
I wasn't bullied by my own high school. They were very awesome. They all supported me. But every other high school and every single adult in the towns around us
Wow.
bullied me horribly.
Wow.
Like, I was just like, what the fuck is going on here? Like,
Crazy.
I remember one of the away game. Like, every time I would go to an away game as a cheerleader, I would get like
Right.
circled by like a pyramid of blonde cheerleaders being like, so you're the boy cheerleader we heard about, and like, are you gay? And they would like bully me, and I would just be like drinking my water in the water fountain. I'd just be like, what's this really fucking happening right now? Are like all these Jessicas like about to like beat me up?
That is bizarre.
Yeah, there was even another time where
Crazy.
these people held up posters being like, Max is a faggot, and like
What?
nobody did anything. The parents would laugh. Like, it was crazy actually, and
Wow.
I didn't let it bother me. I don't know
Good.
what is inside my brain
Yeah.
to like why I was just like whatever, these people are pointless. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't let them bother me.
You know, I think it's definitely inspiring and impressive that you were able to get out of that sort of mental confusion and state that probably most of us would be, you know, not able to overcome, especially at that age. But it does sound like, too, like at least your immediate community tried to normalize it for you, or at
Yeah.
least normalize it for
They
themselves.
did.
You know, and
Yeah.
that does create a buffer of security. Yeah, maybe things are being put on signs, people are saying things, but you probably felt at least that like your physical health and your physical body was like safe. No one was going to be able to attack you.
For
and,
sure.
And so
Even
that
the
is,
bullies at my high school protected me.
yeah, it's
Wow.
interesting, right? Like I have a very similar situation. I went to a Christian school, like I mentioned, and I was very flamboyant. I mean, this was like 2005, 2008. I remember dressing literally like, you know, if the jeans could be any tighter, they would pop. You know, I would wear like very flamboyant sunglasses. I thought I was Paris Hilton going through like
Love her.
Rodeo Drive, and mind you, like my local mall. So that was my fantasy, and they all like made me feel very comfortable. No one ever called me names. I was like would still sit with like the football guys at their lunch table, which looking back, I'm like,
Pretty fucking cool.
pretty cool, you
Yeah.
know. I mean, it could have been way worse, I guess, especially at a religious school where like literally our Bible teacher would tell us gay people go to hell and like look straight at me and then like move on with the you know, lecture.
Yeah. I would say like Mormons are like they're more of like a progressive religion in a way. I mean, I mean like the younger generation.
Yeah.
Like they're more like they have queer people's back. Like they
Yeah.
have trans people's backs.
Wow.
I mean, I'm not speaking for every Mormon,
Sure,
of course,
right,
but like
sure.
the amount of support that like I saw change throughout my coming out like in Utah was just like really neat. And even though like I did feel alone all those times, and like I was the only openly gay kid in my whole town. Like my mom couldn't walk the grocery store without being like stopped. Like it was just like interesting. And then my twin came out a year later.
She's like, I'm gonna let you handle all of that first.
She handled it, yeah.
And then I'm gonna come out when it's a little quieter.
Yeah, she did. She like came out to me and I was like, Carly, being gay is my thing. You have to choose something else.
That's my storyline. Please don't
I
take
was
it away
like,
from
no.
me.
Can't you find a different hobby?
Yeah. It was really funny, actually. Yeah.
So
fun.
when you came to LA, you started this photography career. Did you know where you wanted to take it? Like, or was it kind of just like, let's see what comes in front of me?
No, I totally won it. I was just like, I thought I wanted to do the modeling industry because that's like where I started. I was grateful for it. Like, moved here. So before I moved here, I was already shooting in for agencies in New York and here.
Wow.
And then I started shooting for like Next Main Board here. And then I started like doing all of this stuff. And it was just like draining. Like it was my first time becoming an artist. I had never done it before. So I'd only studied like photographers, but I never knew what it meant to be an artist.
Right.
And I was always a storyteller my whole life. I was always like, I always wanted to like work in nonprofits and I always wanted to help people. And like my childhood wasn't like the easiest. So like I had to become an adult really quick. So I really find people with innocence as like, those are the type of people I love to photograph. Those are the type of people I love to highlight. Those are the type of people I love to really like, they inspire me.
Sure.
So as I was working in the modeling industry for a few years, I was just like completely like, just
Working for the paycheck.
working for the paycheck, decided to pivot, created a nonprofit, and I just became like really this kind of like strict niche queer portrait photographer for a while. Still am. And and that's when I like kind of realized I wanted my photography to highlight people that deserved to be highlighted and deserved to be seen.
Sure.
And just queer people in general.
Yeah. And so you've taken that and you have created something special with your book.
Yes.
Tell us about
Oh
your
my
book.
God.
Look at that.
Amazing.
Yes. Yeah. So I created a nonprofit in 2017. It was basically based off of my childhood. Like I was the only openly gay kid in my entire town. And I felt alone, and I wish that I had people to relate to. I wish I could just like pick up a book or open a YouTube video and just like learn about what I could possibly be one day, or actually not even listen to adults. Because like for me, when I was creating my nonprofit, it was like, I understand that you can read stories about it getting better, but what can you do now when it, like before it gets better? Love It Gets Better. I work with them all the time. They do great work.
Yeah.
But
it's still, I mean, it's still very applicable today. I mean, I feel
100%.
like maybe 8 years ago we were moving in this trajectory where like It Gets Better was going to expire because we were like in such a positive direction. And now it's like we need It Gets Better. It needs to be said all the time because we're getting these reflections back that things are not as rosy for all of us out there. And so how did you come to being able to find these stories? Because there's many, many, many different experiences that you've highlighted in your book.
Yeah. So I just created the nonprofit. So that's by doing that, I made myself like this whole network of LGBT centers. So I pretty much like have a connection to almost every center in the country. Not every, but like main ones, big ones, even small ones. But yeah, I spent years and years traveling to different places and working with queer youth and interviewing them and doing videos, doing stories, and doing photos because I'm a photographer.
Sure.
I've shot all their portraits, and we would put all their photos online. And in those stories, they talk about what it's like being queer where they're from, growing up there, and then giving advice to other queer kids who can relate to them.
Yeah.
Wow.
So by the time that was like when Project Contrast started. So that started like 2017, 2018, 2019, I started to take it nationally because it originated in Utah
I see.
because of the high suicide rates with queer youth.
Wow.
So for that, that's why I started Project Contrast, was like, I want kids to realize they aren't alone. I want them to stop taking their own lives because they're queer.
Right.
So if they see kids just like them, then maybe that can save their lives.
For sure.
So yeah, that's what I did. And throughout those 3 years, I just built up this whole directory. Like I'm this like queer journalist that just can like reach out to any state and work with all these kids. But
Wow.
once 2020 hit and COVID hit, which I'm sure you were there, you heard about it.
I remember just a little bit. I think one of my patients may have mentioned it at some point.
The whole world stopped. But yeah, so in COVID, I couldn't travel anymore.
Sure.
And I always knew that I wanted to turn Project Contrast into a book. But I just didn't know how.
Yeah.
So I just started asking questions. That's what I tell every single person in this town. Like whenever they want to like start doing something, I'm like, just start asking questions. Like literally just start asking people to coffee.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. And like literally immediately, like I was connected to a book agent, and then he connected me to a gay book agent, and then he signed me. And then we decided to make this book, and it was in COVID, so I couldn't travel to the nonprofits, which now I'm finally answering your question.
No, this is great.
They were all closed, and it was
Yeah.
really sad because they weren't just closed, they were closing down.
Right.
Oh my God.
One thing
Crazy.
that's really sad about that people don't know about these nonprofits in all these smaller states is you can give $100,000 to Trevor Project, which is great, but if you give $100,000 to a small nonprofit in South Dakota, they'll last for 3 years.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
It's a
And I
huge
still want Trevor
impact.
Project to exist.
Sure,
but
sure.
I just I don't think people realize like the difference here.
Right.
So all of these centers started to close. They weren't emailing me back. I couldn't visit. It was just crazy. So I had to, when I got this book deal in 2020, the day Biden was elected, actually.
What a joyous day.
Which was crazy. I decided, they were like, okay, we need this many kids. We want you to do this many stories, this many photos. So I had to do it like with mom Facebook groups, TikToks,
Wow.
hashtags.
You were in the trenches.
I was in the motherfucking trenches. I wasn't talking to any LGBT centers. Like
Yeah.
it went from like what I easily used to do
Right.
to doing everything else, like finding kids in the media, like kids that were in the news. Literally just like any which way is how I found all these kids. And this book is filled, it's called Young Queer America, Real Stories and Faces of
Amazing.
LGBTQ plus youth. And it's 75 queer kids through 17
Crazy.
states. All colors of the rainbow.
I am
And, yeah.
so proud of you
So I
because
found them.
growing up in the 90s, we did not have anything
I
like
know.
this.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I wanted to create this.
Yeah. I feel like
I hope kids read now still.
we talk about that sometimes as well.
I should have put it on an iPad.
Right, or just a TikTok, like a
Yeah,
TikTok reel. Of
100%.
just, attention spans are dwindling. But things like this, I hope kids are, referencing because, like we mentioned, I think we all went through at least some sort of traumatic period in the 90s or early 2000s where before social media was allowing us to see into the lives of other people, it was a desperate time for us. I've talked about it multiple times in this podcast, but my first interaction with gay people, I was probably 14 or 15, and I went to a gay bar, and I was like, it was like going to church for the real first time. It was like,
I'll
these
never
are
forget.
my people. And because I didn't have access to people my age that were gay or social media, things like that, I just wanted to be there. Now, at 15, I personally thought I was acting just like a 25-year-old. I was happy to be there. I did not feel like a victim in any way, but when you look at it from afar, and if you asked a professional, that is not good. A 15-year-old should not be in a bar and should not be hanging out with 25-year-olds.
I feel like that happens a lot though.
Yeah.
Like we all have some.
Yeah.
I started going to gay
Yes.
bars at 17.
Yes.
I was just running in there. I wasn't even looking at the bodyguard. I was like, I'm going in.
Right. It's a learning curve that we all
Yeah.
have to deal with. And some of it is really great. And there are some people who don't have such great experiences. But I mean, these are the real stories of what happens. And if we continue down this sort of pathway of going back into it gets better, this is where kids are going to end up again. In situations where they're trying to find love or trying to find acceptance or community with maybe people that aren't looking for the same thing, you know? And so I think it's important that we continue again to highlight voices. And that's really why we started this podcast. Like I've been on social media since, 2012 well, that's Instagram. I've been on MySpace since I was, 14, 13.
I wish I could go back and look at the photos.
They're all like this.
Yeah.
Like a giant forehead and like little legs.
The flash and like, in the mirror. Yeah. Your top 5, your songs.
Absolutely. So, I had always been kind of showing my life unintentionally on social media. And then when I became a physician, people became really more interested in like, oh, there's a gay guy who's becoming a doctor. And I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe that is quite unique. And then people would come up to me and say, oh, you're so inspiring. We don't see many, medical professionals like that are gay and out, openly out. And I was like, oh, really? I didn't really even think that was happening. But as it continued, that like reinforced me to want to post more. And then we got into a relationship. And then I was like, oh, I love seeing your relationship. It's such a great inspiration. And so then that led to wanting to create more. And then being here, even to this day, sometimes we're like, oh gosh, does anyone even watch this podcast? And then we'll like see someone in Maui who's taking our order and they're like, hey, I just watched your podcast yesterday. You're those guys, right? Yeah. And I'm like, what? We are those guys, and it's just really cool that you create some sort of impression on people to either feel inspired. And like you mentioned, we always say this too, is in this town or wherever you live, if you are interested in photography or if you want to be a DJ or if you want to be a doctor, ask questions. Like you can do anything. There's no age requirement. I had a 51-year-old in my residency with me who like, she decided to go back to medical school late in life. You can do anything. It's just putting that foot in front of the other and asking questions.
And also to create an impact, you don't need much effort, right?
Yes.
So for us to sit here and talk to you, for example, it's not difficult at all. We can just sit and talk to you very easily. And for you as well, you can take pictures of people, and that's what you love. That's your passion.
Right.
And that creates an impact forever for people that are watching or people that are reading your book. They will remember those stories, for life.
Yeah. It's been cool. I didn't even like realize the reach this book would get. Like, I'm getting like freaking like DMs from Japan and like Germany and like
that's crazy.
Like just like people from all over, parents, like emails from like parents being like, my trans daughter like has your book by her bed. She like, I even had like a person I know here in LA come to me and told me that they realized they were trans after reading my book and are now transitioned. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, you have no idea like what can happen, and that's all I wanted. I just wanted this book to change people's lives.
Sure. When you were doing your discovery and of course talking to what I intentionally really want to know is, how did the moms react when you were coming to them asking to talk about their kids' stories?
Yeah, and putting them in a book that's sold across the world.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How did that go? Did you like experience a lot of hesitation, or were people mostly open armed for you? What was your experience like?
It was easier than you'd think because I had the repertoire for the nonprofit. Being from starting Project Contrast in 2017 to then reaching out to these parents in 2021, I already had something to show them. Sure. But of course I had parents like say no. So then that kid couldn't be in the book. I had like really weird dad like ask me once like if I was like selling these pictures to like people, like he thought I was. It's just like there have been definitely like hoops and jumps and but no, every single kid in here had to be approved to their parent. Sure. And I became really close to a lot of these parents.
Yeah, we actually, the day we met, you mentioned, as you were talking about your book, that you still are quite close with a lot of either the kids who are maybe even be adults now and their parents. So what is that like? Like, do you still keep up with them, and is it fun for you, or does it become work at some point?
No, it's such a gift. Like,
that's amazing.
It's like, this is what I want to do, and like I am still evolving, and like I have so much more that's gonna happen. But like going to a place like South Dakota and like being with the trans community there and like seeing what they're going through, and then like having a trans kid come up to you and be like, this is the first time I've ever met another queer person in my life. Like, those are the moments that like make it all worth something. Like it's just so beautiful. Like, even I'm an untrained journalist is what I tell people all the time. Because it's true. I didn't go to school for it. I don't know how to do it. But like, I travel the country and I document these people and I learn what their lives are like, and it's amazing. It is like, it's the biggest gift of all. And I've seen these kids grow up. Like some of these kids in this book I've been working with since 2017. I've seen them since they said they were trans to now being a full grown-ass trans adult in the world, functioning and like going to college. And like, I helped a few kids get into college. Like, I became like their cool gay English teacher.
Yes.
I say I'm cool. You know, like I'm collecting their essays. I'm just like hanging out with them. Some of them don't have parents. Like some of these kids are, you know, foster kids and have nobody. Some of these people just have guardians because their parents aren't involved anymore. Yeah, there's so many different types of stories in here. But yeah, I just look at them as like my kids.
Yeah.
Like they're
Yes.
amazing.
What was the hardest part of the whole journey, whether that's travel and like booking and securing all of the financial details to get it accomplished, or scheduling everything? Looking back, how would you describe was the most sort of challenging part?
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing was challenging. It was like one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life.
Yeah.
Because when you have a book deal, they have deadlines.
Yeah, I can imagine. They want to make some money at some point.
Quickly.
So I had to travel, and because it was COVID, I had the first 6 months of 2021, I had to just find the youth because I couldn't travel.
Sure.
And then when they all got their vaccines is when I could finally travel, and then the book was due November 1st. So I had, of course they said they would extend it, but I was like, no. I'm getting this motherfucking thing done.
Right.
I am done.
Yeah.
So I traveled from end of June to early October for all 75 kids. So like pretty much all of July, August, September, and then so like almost 3.5 months, I traveled to 17 states and documented 75 people. I think like, I don't remember the exact thing, but it was like 40, 50 flights, like 11 road trips. Like I probably could have done better in the planning, but I was, you know, in my 20s. I didn't know, you know, so it was interesting.
Did you travel alone?
I traveled alone sometimes. I really wish I documented the whole thing because I met people on the way and we traveled together. My partner met me for some of it.
This could be your second book, the follow-up to like
you can
how
go
it was
again.
made.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. It's hard. It's hard now just because of the climate we're in. Like these kids don't want to speak out at all anymore.
For sure.
They're terrified. Yeah, because of what's going on. But
and have you seen that change? Like, because obviously you
drastically.
And how would you describe that?
Yeah, 100% to 0%. Like centers are just like, no, it's not safe. And like, I'm not pushing it anymore. Like ever since the book came out, we haven't done any tours just because of, you know, the book had to come out and we had to do like the tour and all that. So I'm starting to go back this year and we do have things planned, but it is way more specific, like just 1 or 2 youth instead of holding groups where like kids come and gather and like do what we used to do because they are not feeling it. They are not feeling safe. The parents aren't feeling safe. The centers aren't feeling safe. Some of the places, like one was in Alabama, a nonprofit, they lost half of their funding because they wanted to throw an event, and the donors were like, don't throw the event. And it was like a queer event. It was like something for the center. Yeah. And they threw it anyways, and they lost half their funding. Wow. So like these centers are now getting threatened for doing things. LA LGBT Center, biggest center in the freaking country, LGBT center in the country, they've lost millions in funding. It's just the law of the land right now, and it's sad.
It's really sad because so much effort and work has been done, and we are so pivotal in media. We're so pivotal on your cell phone as your bestie when you need someone to text. We're pivotal when your boyfriend breaks up, and we matter when we're at brunch with you. But when you're making decisions that impact the world around you, we don't come into your mind. You know, this has been an issue that I had a lot in Florida, as you can imagine. Most of my friends, I'm white, so they ended up being white, especially in my high school and you know, working in medicine. And, you know, you would come across people that would love Drag Race and love, you know, dancing with the girls and going to the gay bar. But then you come time to be like, hey, who are you voting for? And they're like, well, obviously not who I thought. So yeah, and so it's just it doesn't fit in my head, and I still don't quite understand. But those are the times that we're at. You know, we've gone through crazy things being queer. I mean, since the dawn of time. Yeah. And
they always say like taking like, what is it? What's the saying? Like few steps forward, a few steps back type thing. Like one step forward.
Like it kind of flows forward a little bit.
I hope we're in the last step back. Yeah. And I hope we can just like springboard forward after this, because it's I guess my book came out at a good time.
Well, we are so glad that you joined us. Where can people find you, and where can they find your book?
Yeah, you can find me my Instagram, Maxwell Poth, Poth. That's all I got for like finding me, I guess.
That's
but
easy.
like my book, you can, my book is sold everywhere. Like just the little bookshops that they decide if they want to sell it. But it's at Barnes and Noble.
Sure.
It's
Cool.
You can buy it online at Target, Urban Outfitters,
Yay.
Walmart.
It's there.
It's everywhere. Just type in Young Queer America.
Is that like a pinch me moment for you when you say it each time? Like, my book is at Barnes and Noble.
You
Or you're like,
think
no,
you
damn
are.
it.
I'm just weird. Like, that's a whole nother podcast talk conversation of being proud of my work.
Good.
No, I definitely do have pinch me moments. It's
Yes.
more of seeing their reactions. But buy the book and give it to someone. Like, that's
Yeah.
what I want. I want someone to buy it and give it to someone that doesn't understand queer people.
Well, can I buy that one?
Yeah.
All right, I'm
Should
gonna
give
buy
it
it
to
now. And I'll Apple Pay you now, and I want you to sign it.
Don't buy it.
Yeah, I want to buy it.
No, you just have it. I have boxes.
Okay. Just for me then. Thanks again.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you.
So much fun.